Hey guys, Adam Time Lord Fishwick here, and I am back for doing another Spider-Man review. And I have just finished watching the second one. Now, there was a few things after when I finished reviewing the first one. There were a few things I just thought of, like I wish that I thought of, and I really wish I said it in the review, but I'm hoping to say it in this one if I remember, because I have written down a few things of what I should say. Again, as I said, I'm not the best reviewer in the world, but I have watched other people's reviews on the Spider-Man films, so I can get some sort of ideas. But I have got my own ideas in my head, though. I'm going to talk a bit about the story, the actors who were in it, the dialogue, and the screenshots, because I love the screenshots in it. Now, this film came out in 2004, so I was 8 at the time. And I remembered a lot of this one coming out. I remembered it being at the cinema. I just wished that I watched it at the cinema. But this is when I was actually properly getting into Spider-Man. It's starring Tobey Maguire, obviously, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, and Alfred. I just cannot say his last name. He plays Dr. Octavius, aka Doctor Octopus. A bit of the story. It's basically Tobey Maguire. Well, yeah, Tobey Maguire though, but Peter Parker. Living two double lives of him. The life of Peter Parker and the life of Spider-Man. And it just starts off with Peter Parker having got a job delivering pizza. Things get in the way and he gets fired. Things aren't really going very well for him. And I also have to say about Harry Osborn, because I feel quite sorry for him because he's going through a rough time with the loss of his father, and I know how he feels because if you've followed me for a good while now, you would have known that I lost my father almost 2 years ago now. So I know how he feels. It's just really hard for like Peter not because he's Spider-Man, because Harry thinks that Spider-Man has killed his father, but he hasn't, and also Mary Jane's she's got an acting career going on, and she has got a boyfriend, and is going to get married, and I bet that's just kind of heartbreaking for Peter because he still has feelings for her, but even though he can't because he's Spider-Man, and he can't really get that in the way. But I have to say that even though that they were still good friends at the beginning, I have to say it was a bit harsh on Mary Jane. She was really hard on Peter just because he missed her play. I find that a bit. Okay, yeah, I would be pissed off if that was me though, but it sounded a bit a little bit harsh on him. Um, and I have to say, now I have to say the actor who played it, Dr. Octavius, I have to say, when I was younger, I was scared to death of Dr. Octopus. Like, it just took me a good while to convince me to watch Spider-Man 2, because from what I saw from the trailer, it kind of creeped me out, because I was 8 at the time, so I used to get scared of a lot of things when I was younger. I'm surprised that I could manage just to watch Doctor Who when that was on. And I feel sorry for Aunt May because she misses her husband as well, Ben Parker, and I really like the chemistry between Peter and Aunt May in it. Because she's still struggling for paying bills and all that. Yeah, and I also like I also like Peter's well, the guy who Peter's renting his flat from, Mr. Dickovich. I think he's hilarious. He's like one of the, in my opinion, one of the best characters in Spider-Man 2 and 3, alongside Mr. Jameson. I just like the only line he just mostly says is "rent." And I just think he's just had some funny lines as well. It's like my daughter will be fat, and stuff like that. I also like his daughter. I'll get on to her in a bit. Yeah, I also like Dr. Connors as well. I think, yeah, he was good. I know I think I've got more to say about Dr. Connors when I review The Amazing Spider-Man, because he's mostly in that one. And I also, yeah, I also, I do like some of the dialogue in it. I also would like to say when Peter gives up from being Spider-Man, or I also like in the game Spider-Man 2, which I have right here, which I still play to this day. I think that there was a bit in the game that that I think there should have been in the film. It has Black Cat in it, and she tries to convince Peter to you should stay being Spider-Man but give up your life as Peter Parker. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if that would be necessary though, but I think that would be good in a way. That it'll be good to have, because I really hope that Black Cat does appear in a future Spider-Man film with Tom Holland. But yeah, I think that would be good. That would have been good to have that in. But but yeah. But I think what we got with the scene with him, with Uncle Ben and Peter, saying that I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. I want a life of my own. And I just think that scene is just something that a scene what me and my dad would be like if he was still here. Sorry, I'm going on about that. I don't want to say anything about that. But I'm just getting you some idea. I really like some of the shots in it. I think they are fantastic. Like the bit when Dr. Octopus is stealing that bank for money, and then you just get Spider-Man swinging into the background. I just think that is That is a good shot. That. I also um, I also like some of the dialogue in it, like with well, I've already said with Peter and Ben. Um, I like the scene with when Peter says to Aunt May that what actually happened to Uncle Ben, and well, I say throughout the whole of Spider-Man 2, you gotta feel really sorry for Peter, but I also would have to say that I think the scene with when Peter's just he gives up from being Spider-Man, puts the suit in the trash, and he then you get the scene of raindrops keep falling on my head, and I really like how that was edited out. But I think that the whole thing of Peter giving up being Spider-Man, I think that scene should have been for like the ending for Spider-Man 3, because I think that would be good for that. I think it would be good for like Peter just saying, "Look, I've had enough now. So much bad stuff has just happened now. I wanna give up being Spider-Man." I think that would be quite good for that scene would be quite good for Spider-Man 3. But not meant to be. But it still doesn't stop from being a really good scene, and I but the thing about him not being Spider-Man anymore, crime goes right back up, and that's the problem. I also like the burning scene of the building where Peter has to save that kid, and it just shows him proving to be that he can still be Spider-Man, even though when he's given up on him. I do like that scene. One of the viewers I watched it said he wasn't a big fan, saying that wasn't necessary to be in, but I think it did. I also, and then the next scene after that is the scene when Peter's in his apartment and he's am I not supposed to have what I want, what I need, what am I supposed to do? And then you get Mr. Dickovich's daughter in that. I think she's called Ursula. Yeah, I think she's a good character. I think her character's more for Spider-Man 3. Really, I know I've been from what I've read up. I heard that she wasn't in the comics. She's just there. Like, I think she's not really much an important character though. But I think when you're there, you just get a bit of a smile on your face. But I have to say that scene when she offers Peter, a piece of chocolate cake and a glass of milk. I think her voice is like. I think she can do ASMR. I think the actress who plays her will be good at making ASMR videos. But I don't think so, because she's famous. I think she can do better things than that. But anyway, I also like. I love the scene with with Peter seeing Aunt May again, and she wants to move out, and I just love the dialogue that she says to Peter about when she's saying about Spider-Man and like where he's gone, and she believes there's a hero in all of us who gives us strength, makes us noble. Here, heroes. People line up for their heroes and scream their names, and that's That's basically me when I meet an actor who's playing the Doctor. Um, I just really love that scene. And also the bit when Peter's on the building and running, and then thinking that he's back, but he's not. um, I also like um, when when not Aunt May, when Mary Jane, she can't really actually decide what she wants, because she's getting married to John, but she probably, you can still see that she still has feelings for Peter, even though that she won't admit it until later on. I just think bringing Peter to the restaurant, she needed to see something, but Peter just wants to come back as Spider-Man, and then I really love the scene with the scenes with Spider-Man and Doctor Octopus. I think the fight scenes that they have is just fantastic. Like, I just really love the screenshots in that. And I like having them like fighting on the Empire State Building, and I think my favourite fight scene in that is just probably when they're on the train. I think I really like the fight scenes in that. I think I like how Spider-Man just like falls off from the train track, and he's just he's on the road like trying to make webs and all that, and trying to swing back onto the train track and onto the train, and the bit when he's trying Peter Spider-Man, same thing, same person. When he's just trying to save the people in the train, and I just like that bit when when they're all getting when Spider-Man's knocked out and putting him on the floor, and they're realizing who he actually is, and you just hear one of the guys just saying, he's just a kid. He's just as old as my son. Because I'm guessing that people who don't know the people who don't know who Spider-Man really is, they just probably think he's like a 40-year-old man or something. Yeah. And then it comes on to the bit where Peter and Harry, when Peter finds out who Spider-Man is, I bet that's scary itself. I mean, I think my only problem with that scene is just like, I think Peter could explain what actually happened with him and Norman, but I just think that if it went into a bit of dialogue into that, then we'll probably forget like what actually was happening, the actual story, like, because Doctor Octopus wants chilling for his experiment, and then I think that Peter should have said, like, look, listen, I know I've got some explaining to do, but I'll explain after you tell me where he is. I think that's what should have happened, really. But yeah, and then it goes on to the fighting scene with Spider-Man and Doctor Octopus again, and then Mary Jane finds out who Spider-Man is, and then I just love the scene where Mary Jane's just about to get married, but then shoves him off for Peter. It's like, listen, she's just like, yes, I know that you're Spider-Man though, and I know I'm gonna get hurt, but I want to face them with you, and and it's like good for her. But yeah, um, and I think that's like one of the only great things that actually happened to Peter in Spider-Man 2. And I really love the ending scene with when he's just when he just jumps out of his apartment window, and then I really love those scenes. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about Spider-Man 2. I would definitely say it is my favourite. It might be my all-time favourite Spider-Man film, actually. Depends how when I depends what I think when I've watched all the others yet. But yeah, I have to say, Spider-Man 2 is probably my favourite. Definitely from the Tobey Maguire era. Yeah, I would give Spider-Man 2 a 9.5 just because of the great dialogue, and the casting again were brilliant, and I think it had a good story to it and character development, because it didn't feel much like just a Marvel film. It felt more like a drama and an actual film. As well. I mean, Spider-Man 1 was also an actual film, but that one felt more like there was more action in that one. This one, Spider-Man 2, was like half action, half drama, which I really like. But yeah, um, yeah, 9 point out of 5. Yeah, 9.5. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Spider-Man 2. Definitely my favourite. Tell me in the comments what you think of this one. It's certainly my favourite. Doctor Octopus is probably my favourite villain out of all the Spider-Man films that have actually been in the films. Yeah, I will be reviewing. I'll be watching Spider-Man 3 maybe tomorrow now. I'm not sure. Maybe tomorrow and I will review that. Oh, what fun I've got to say about that one. So yeah, guys, I shall see you soon then, guys. Bye for now.